can just be like, you know, how he said it, 83rd Street. But bro, you know, there's no rules in the streets. And when somebody hits you up, you gotta express yourself back, you know, and let them know that you're not scary. And he didn't. So he gets points. I mean, everybody gets points. And I know that a lot of this stuff is cheesy. You know, like who cares, right? But I think it's important to get up in the mix of these things and figure out what's righteous. And what's righteous is that this kid is just trying to be himself. He wasn't looking for trouble. He stood up for himself. And when somebody asks you detailed questions about yourself, you have the right to react or respond whichever way you deem, you know, fit. Especially if this is a gang thing, you know? So that's another reason why this vato, you know what I mean, is doing his thing. So one, he was not no NK, and he clears it up in this interview that his hood, and on No Jumper, that is, yes, his hood bangs and fights against black gangs, but it's not racial, it's gang related, bro. And in this interview, he says, I wouldn't face you, I wouldn't face, you know, you if I really had secret animosity towards blacks. And I think that is dope that this vato could say, you know, in a real way, that, you know, and acknowledge saying like, hey, bro, if I really had hate for you, I wouldn't do this interview with you, because this interview is helping the other homie because he's viral. He's helping a black man content creator go get views because he knows he's viral. They're doing business. They're collaborating. So collaboration is usually a good thing between racial groups. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you think PFACE is doing his thing, if he stood tall, if he's staying tall, and even in the end, last but not least, he actually apologizes to the whole black community. He says it in the most dope gangster ghetto way too. Black mamas, black kids, black fathers. I apologize to all y'all if that, you know, took that the wrong way. But again, he was 12 years old, bro. 12 years old, talking to his enemies in a heated conversation online. Give the kid some slack, bro. I think it's funny enough that us adults are on the internet talking all this stuff. But if we're gonna be on the internet, let's give the youngsters a little bit of slack. Let's pull them up. There's a term that I don't use, but it's a good term to think about. Don't break a homie, make a homie, right? Try to make a homie before you break a homie. And a lot of us are trying to break each other, trying to see who's down or who did this. You gotta be, I swear to God, gangsters are the most caring fools ever. You gotta be perfect in the streets. And again, the streets always win. And when you take a W in the streets are going to want that W back eventually. So hopefully this kid right here is learning from his mistakes, moving forward. He seems like he is. He's about to, you know, pop off on No Jumper. And I got to say, some of his music is not that bad. His neighborhood is respected. And yes, oh, last thing, he didn't hood hop. Last thing, he didn't hood hop. Supposedly his clique was going to be part of another neighborhood, and they came off onto themselves, kind of how 18th Street, you know, moved away from Canton, because 18th Street wanted to let any racial group in, not just Mexicans, and Canton wanted to stay Mexican-centric. So, in this video, I clear it up that the kid is not NK, that the kid was just in a heated argument, that the kid stood his ground when a grown adult that's like 20 years older than him asked him where he's from and what gang he was from, not just what neighborhood he grew up in or community. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, he goes back on the internet and does an interview with a black man, letting the world know that he apologizes for his mistakes, but that it's not anything personal. It's just a ghetto kid in trying to get through the concrete jungle of Los Angeles, of Compton, which are actually different, but LA County.